I hear you want to be in a virtual choir, but you don't know where to start. Well, let James and I show you how it works.
Ooh la la la, ooh la la loo. Ooh la la la, ooh la la loo lay. Loo loo loo. No, no. Ooh la la la, ooh la la loo lay. Loo lay. No, that's all right.
You know, James, when I started this, I was sure I was going to sound just like Michael Bublé and look even better. Do you really think I can even do this? You know, there's going to be a time where good enough is just good enough. You're going to have to just come to a point that say, this is the best I got, let it go. And you're going to be part of a much larger group with people, other people's pictures at the same time, and you just have to let James do his magic on it.
Don't worry, because I can take a song like this. Goo, 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 goo. Goo, 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 goo. And I can turn it into something like this. Goo, 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 goo. Goo, 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 goo. Goo, 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 goo. Goo, 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 goo.
So, James, what kind of stuff do I need to do this? I mean, am I going to have to take away from my kids' inheritance?
Yeah, Doug, every chance you get. But, no, wait, okay. Yeah, Doug, all you really need is two devices. One to play the music file and the other one to record the video. So one device that plays the music file, you can play it on a phone or a computer, laptop, iPad, or tablet of some kind that you normally play your music file with. And the other one, whichever records better, usually a phone, but it could be on your laptop or a computer. So that's it, those two devices. And when you're singing along with the track, you can use headphones to sing along with, or what most people use because it looks better is earbuds. That's it. Two devices.
So, James, where's the best place that I should be doing my videoing? I mean, I sound the best in the shower, but where's the best acoustic place for me to end up setting it up? I've already lost 3 laptops.
You know, Doug, you could turn off the shower. But acoustics isn't that big a deal. It's more important to be comfortable, sing in your wheelhouse, where it feels good and where you do it every day. Something to look forward to. The way you normally sing, you're comfortable singing. Most people recommend standing, but frame your camera accordingly. And by the way, sideways, landscape, or horizontal. Don't do it vertical, do it horizontal. Great. Okay, so, but don't have the light behind you. That's outside where the light comes in, or wherever your light source is. Have the light source in front of you so that you're lit up. Okay, and then you can have, if you want your music on a stand in front of you as a crutch or something, you just know it's there. If you had to glance at it, you could. And you have your playback device and your earbuds to monitor in. Your playback device could be a laptop or computer or another phone or iPod or iPad or tablet of some kind to play your file with, your learning tracks or your monitor tracks. So that's what you're going to play your file in. And then your other camera or whatever your recording device is in line with the music. So if this is my music here, I want to have my camera, about head level or just below. And that wants to be in line with where I'm looking. So if I have to glance down a little bit to see what the next line is that I should have known, nobody knows it. So I'm still looking generally at the camera. Okay, so the camera setup, how to have that in line with that and maybe just behind it So it's looking at this part of me. Head, chest, that's probably enough. But remember, you're on landscape and it's going to have a lot of image on either side. That's okay as long as you get your head and chest area this much, say. So how to get that camera to stay put right there. Okay, pay attention, this is very technical. How to get your phone just right. You think I'm kidding? Okay, I was just kidding. You could tell because my phone wasn't sideways. But seriously, whatever works. And duct tape, or if you want to get really technical, that clear tape is a good idea. But you can use anything that works. So there's lots of cheap products out there, lots you can get at the dollar store that are designed to keep your phone on the dash in a vent or suction cupped onto the window or something. But the first thing you'll need is some way to attach the phone. So there's lots of devices where you can slip your phone in and it squeezes and holds it, and then that will fit on a tripod or standard 1/4 inch mount to a tripod, or this might go to another piece of equipment that has a clamp that you could clamp onto the stand or the pole. There's lots of little tripods that you can get, or even nestled in bean bags, or a plastic angled picture frame that you can sit it in. Even these joysticks, these cheap ones that at Christmas time sell for like $10 or something, and you plug in the phone and you can even stop and start it from the handle, which is attached to something. My favorite is this clamping device where on this end it's whatever thing you've got to hold your phone, and on this end you tighten it, clamp it onto anything, and once you get it in the right place where you want it, you tighten one knob and everything stays still. It doesn't matter however you get that phone to look at you. And if you have it on flip screen, assuming you're doing it by yourself, you have it on flip screen, and that way whatever you're seeing there in the phone is you. That's what you're going to get. So you can adjust and make sure it's got, from above your head, a little bit of cropping room above your head to, halfway down to your waist. So this much. Another thing about having the phone set up, if you've got one of those suction cup attachments for a phone where you're going to attach it to a window, you can also attach it to a mirror. And if you attach it to a mirror, you can actually just look above it, slightly above it, and check, make sure everything is right, and then look at the image on your camera phone. And you can also tape cheat sheets, wherever you want them, right in line with the phone somewhere that doesn't cover the lens. Devices like this too, where you can clamp one end onto the phone, other end, you can clamp the phone on one end and clamp this onto somewhere else and bend it into the right position. There's lots of stuff out there, lots available at the dollar store, or just prop it up and make it work.
Look is not a big issue, but if you have a blank background behind you, then it really brings out you and it brings out your clothing. So you might want to choose something that's complementary color-wise, but nobody's asking you to get into choir gowns or have a special look. It should reflect your personality. Now, that being said, if you're in your room, you don't want people seeing your clothing hanging up behind you, or they don't want to, but you can end up, for instance, if you had books or whatever, and you want to end up using that as your background, it just makes for interest, because remember, you're going to be on a screen with a whole bunch of other people. So let it reflect your personality. Okay, so we don't live in Toronto. We don't have the big graffitied wall back alley, but you've got your clothes chosen. You've got the blank back wall all ready to go. You've got all of your equipment ready to go. You reach out, you touch the record button. Now what?
So you're happy with your image in the camera and your posture and the alignment and where your cheat sheets are, and you practiced with your play along track and 1 or 2 earbuds, depending what you're comfortable with, and you're happy with the volume so that when you're singing, you're not under singing and you're not over singing. You're in your wheelhouse. You're where your voice feels good and you can feel it blend in this new strange way, with one ear hearing that and the other, or maybe both, and the sound inside your head. It's a new thing. You've got to get used to balancing that sound and that volume with your own volume, where you are singing fluently in your wheelhouse. You're singing with your best voice. So if you're wondering, should I stop or keep going if I make a mistake? It's a good question, but it kind of reveals the frame of mind. So if you think you're going to get this in one take, you're kind of missing the point a bit, because good for you if you can, but if you look at it as a practice routine and you accept that there's going to be lots, and when you play it back, you're not going to allow, especially if you haven't heard your own voice before singled out. We typically don't like the sound of our own voice, and we'll hear a million different things that we want to fix and do better. But what's wrong with that? So hear stuff, work on it, take it apart, get in the practice of doing it over and over, and you will find that this recording tool was an accidental blessing. It's probably the most powerful tool for becoming aware of all sorts of qualities in your voice and all sorts of musical things that you wouldn't otherwise discover. So enjoy the process.
9J, 3, 7, and 2. Well, I finally got this stuff ready. I've got it all ready to get to James. Now it's his problem.
From Doug? Thanks, Doug. But don't email your phone. And don't just try to email the file, it's too big. So you go to WeTransfer. So pull up Google and type in WeTransfer, all one word, WeTransfer, and there it is. You do the WeTransfer or send a file, doesn't matter which one you do. Go to WeTransfer or send a file, and it pulls up this little box. Now on that box, you'll see add your files. So just go to add your files and click that, and it'll pull up your computer, and you select wherever, like it might be on your desktop or whatever, and you select a file and send, or it'll say open or select. Anyway, that's, I'll get out of there. That's how you select your file, add file. Then it says email to. So we're going to send this to John at nowastejcb@gmail.com. gmail.com. Then it'll show your address and then the message. So your message is the name of the song, which is either going to be Hearth and Fire. You can simply put H and F, or, and I stress or because don't send me 2 files, 1 file, 1 song at a time. Or don't send John 2 files, 1 file at a time. So the other one could be Island Doodle Hey, so that I-O, and then your name, okay, and full name, so we know who you are, and then the part you sing. So SATB, soprano, alto, tenor, bass, which one? And you can just use the letter if you want. B for bass. There, you're done. Push transfer, and when you select that transfer button, with this all done, it'll be blue. You do transfer, and it'll take a few seconds or maybe even a few minutes to transfer that file, but it will send the file and it'll tell you that it sent the file, and it'll notify with the email to whoever you sent it that there's a WeTransfer email, and they'll open that and receive the file.
Here are a few more ideas that might make your video a little more effective. Look is not a big issue. In this case, bland is beautiful. A neutral background will bring the viewer's eye to you. Best have a blank wall behind you so not to distract the viewer, and whatever you wear will stand out. Clothing is optional. However, do wear clothes. There's no need for choir gowns. Wear something that you're comfortable with. Sometimes difference is interesting and can end up reflecting your personality. You are going to be part of a larger group. Many other supports are easily found on the Nanaimo Sings website. Look, enjoy yourself. Relax. The best batters are the relaxed batters. Don't be afraid to emote using your mask. As choristers, we know that's effective. So let your face know what your heart is feeling. Don't be afraid to connect your body a bit to the music. A small amount of movement is fine. Now, if it turns into interpretive dance, you might want to tone it down a little bit. But take a look at other virtual choirs that you see. You've seen them on YouTube. Ask yourself what works for some of those singers and what doesn't work for you. Well, thanks everyone. We hope that this will be an enjoyable experience for you and gives you a sense of satisfaction with singing with others. Maybe not quite like what we're used to, but what we can get used to. If you have any other questions, don't be afraid to contact either James, myself, or any of the other members on the Nanaimo Sings website. And have a great time. Live, laugh, love, and sing.